Hello, my name's Julian, and this is GT4 in ACC. We're driving the Alpine, whatever, in Nürburgring, which is, I think, the most Alpine course, so we could call this Alpine Adventure. Starting the qualifying session. Sorry for the bad joke. Starting the qualifying session. Everyone's got a stress to go out. I'm just watching the times right now. 1.3 seconds behind in the free practice. That is fine. That is okay. Checking the setup, which is just the standard aggressive, just with a bit of tire temp adjustments. This is the first race I ever did on the new 1.8.2 patch, I believe it is at this point already. Now we're already at 1.8.4, I believe, but yeah, there was not a problem with disconnecting during this race. Well, not on the server end, that is. Anyways, we're just fast forwarding through this outlap. It's very early in the morning and already the first lack of concentration. Going a bit off track there. Which is a perfect start. The next perfect thing I do is waiting here a bit. Because that allows myself to only get one flying lap just by a second or so. Well done, Julian. Well done. Anyways, that doesn't matter right now. What matters right now is that we're going into T1 lovely, perfectly taking the corner, perfectly accelerating out of it. Under most circumstances, the Alpine is pretty drivable, I dare say. But sometimes, and that is the crucial thing for me, it's a death trap. And that is, to put it lightly. So yeah, I don't like the Alpine, but I forgot that I didn't like it before picking it. Already almost spinning for the first time there on the outlap. So, well done me. Guy in front, Kai Saharansky. Last time he was the KTM brethren, this time he is the Alpine brethren. He seems to always copy what I do, or the other way round. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. And the trouble I'm seeing right now is the two cars in front of me, and I'm not doing the best lap that I could. It's a pretty scrappy lap, but it works. There are some apexes not quite hit, some almost spins, and I don't see anything because of the sun. But managing to hit the chicane perfectly, don't need to look any further for that. Also this hairpin, late apex, perfect to get a good run for the next lap, which I'm not getting. Rip. With a 2:08.58, which puts me in 7th position. 1.7 seconds down the best time by resident alien Ashley Bloomfield. So, starting in 7th position, let's check this setup a bit. The current setup. Let's go to fuel and strategy, because pretty much the fuel is the only thing I need to adjust. It's a 20-minute race, so what are we going for? I hope we're not staying on 23 liters. Nope, we're going up to 30 liters. Staying on brakes 2, because I practiced on them, and, well, practice. I pretty much jumped into this race, got the 10-minute practice session, then the 5-minute qualifying session, and that's the 15 minutes of practice that I had so far. Well, we're 18 cars on the grid. We're going in single file. And we're staying in double file now. Not really much shenanigans going on at the beginning. Let's see. Everyone gets it broken down? I don't know. For the green. And now Saharansky right behind me, the Alpine brethren. But I get a better launch than him. The only problem is that there's also Trampay and Fabini right behind me. And Fabini is going past, quite simply.
Clear on the left.
Well, okay. He's allowed to do that if he can. So, first lap seems pretty... Well, everyone's fighting to get the best of the positions. Still at this point, Trampay going next to me into this right-hander. I get a better run out of the corner, however. Better corner exit. So, Horio behind in 9th position, or 10th position I believe, gets a drive-through penalty for starting position, presumably. Which is not the best start you could get. But we didn't do that, so that's a good thing for us. And watch the positions tick down. What position are we in now? 7th. Perfect. Managed to keep the exact position from the start. Trampay behind me, Saharansky behind me. Behind them. And there's already some shenanigans in the Schumacher S. And behind us Trampay goes wide. Kind of trying to evade crashing into me, but... And Noer overdrives it and just runs out of skill. But we don't manage to sling past him. Fabini does, however. Well done, Fabini. What we managed to do is get a bit off track, however. Lovely, well done. And getting it braked down for the chicane again. The top 4 guys are already off. Don't really need to challenge them. So this time the goal is then P5. Because the top 4 guys are really quick. Let's see what happens here. Fabini going very wide. We already know that he kind of likes doing that. He has done that on Silverstone once or twice or thrice. Which allows Noer to do the slightest amount of molecules in between 2 cars without actually touching. Getting the first track limit warning, which is fine. It's a 20-minute race. There should not be a risk of that being any problem. But Fabini gets very slow. I get very slow as a response, and Trampay doesn't get it braked down. Is it really braked? I hope someone can tell me that in the comments. Please do. Anyways, between Fabini and Trampay still going a bit wide, getting it a bit onto the dirt, which is not the best place to be with your tires. Managing to get an okay run despite of that through the Schumacher S. Keeping on the tail of Fabini and Noer, because that is the goal today. Getting those 2 positions. And afterwards in the 40-minute race, getting those 2 positions. 5th place is the goal. So, Trampay behind us getting a bit aggressive into the chicane. We are able to evade that at first, but then have a bad exit. Trampay being able to capitalize on that. So we immediately move to the inside to not let Saharansky past. The Alpine brethren. doing 2:10s back here, which is, it's, well, race times. Okay, I guess. But now there's another position to fight for in these 15 minutes we have left in this race. Trampe, Fubini and Noah. 2 Porsches, 1 McLaren. And I don't even know what the strengths of the Alpine are yet. I just know what its weaknesses are. Sometimes it gets very dangerous. So, Trampe gets a bad exit. I get a good exit. Managed to get side by side, but into this fast left-hander. Not really much I can do. Need to back out there. If I committed there, it would have either been a crash or it would have worked for the left-hander, but then Trampe would have had the inside for the right-hander. There was a short yellow flag, and there's Trampe going wide, so I guess that's one problem out of the way. Thank you for solving that for me. So, fast forwarding a tiny bit. Fubini in front and Saharansky behind, but Saharansky comes pretty close. I seem to be not very good into this left-hander when braking. Well. There's enough time to learn it. There's this 20-minute race now, which is now 14 minutes still. And then there's 10-minute qualifying session and another 40-minute race. So, enough time to learn. Getting quite close to Fubini there, who has a bit of trouble keeping it between the white lines. Well, I do too, but only on the not so important parts. But what does Fubini do with this newfound uncertainty? Well, he manages to get off track through the Schumacher S, allowing me to get side by side. Ooh, lovely. Braking at the normal GT3 marker allows him to get past again. Wow, lovely, well done. I was already fully in front and managed to let it slip past. And then also managed to get a bad exit out of that corner. Well done. At this moment I'm starting to get a bit agitated with the errors of my ways. Yeah, too bad. Hopefully I can learn from that and get pretty close to Fubini in this first sector, which is not usually my favorite sector. The Mercedes-Benz arena, not my favorite part of any racetrack out there, to be honest, but it is as it is. It is quite technical for everyone, so there's a potential for everyone to make huge time savers or huge time wasting mistakes. So it kind of evens out, especially if you're at the same level of experience. So getting a good run out of this corner, however, getting quite aggressive now, even blinking. Ooh, well, not blinking, but flashing my headlights. Fubini goes a bit wide into the corner, gets a better exit, however, because he manages to take it in a V formation, the apex, not in a U formation. We're at the halfway mark, still a way to go, thank you. And we're also only down to 17 people. Only one person has quit so far. I managed to fake an attempt at an overtake, but Fubini gets it braked down in time. I just hope it's braked. Otherwise, everything I stand for would be in question. Breaking down for this chicane. I get it a bit wrong and... well, that's the chance of getting 5th over, and that is the chance of getting any good position over. Well done. Only 2 people behind now, Adam Smith and Benjamin Horio. One of those had a drive-through, and I guess Adam Smith just died at some point. So... what to do now? Time to catch up. Well, not if I do stuff like this. Of course, now the rear tires are cooked. 28 and 29 psi. That's dangerous, mate. But I'm not the only one having problems. CP right in front of the KTM was just white flagged. And it's not the last we will see of him. And I managed to spin it, almost spin it right here. There's quite a bit going on. Fast forward a bit. You see that I'm having troubles keeping it between the white lines, which I attribute to my rear right tire having 29 psi. And now there's a KTM right in the middle of the road. Spool back a bit. You don't see a yellow flag. I don't get a yellow flag at this. Lovely. Well done. But still time to catch up. Well, and I still do this. No catching up, doing silly things like this. Silly off-road tactics are not real tactics. Not in this mode anyways. And here we get a yellow flag, like half a lap later. Where is the car? Way off on the left. Still, it's a yellow flag. Game, please decide. At this moment, I just like to see the void. The endless void. Anyways. At the end of the race, and spinning once again. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And see you on the racetrack.